they do even no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. From wherever you are joining me from, it is Mayegun's brunch time. Please share the broadcast. Have you seen Shege? Shegent you? I am not here for anybody's pity party. I am not here to make you feel good. I am here to remind you that whatever you are going through or about to go through in Tifnumbu's Nigeria, this is just the preamble. It is coming. You should get ready. I have started seeing those who once told you that God will shame you by the time Boko Haram changed Nigeria. All of you who didn't want Boko Haram or who didn't believe that it was transforming your life into poverty, that God will shame you. Most of those miscreants, low lives, sewage dwellers, right? They are back again saying the same thing. All of you who don't want Tifnumbu to succeed, you will see God will shame you. By the time Tifnumbu is done with you, they say, all of the way, they wait for Tifnumbu to fail. Una go cry. Àwọn olórí burúkú wèrè dédé. President Baruti o. Brunch time with Mayegun is just that moment where you can join me anytime you want. Pick some few things to talk about, especially the one that is raging now. Oye Baba. I have my brother here with us tonight. I mean, this morning. Koye. So today, now we have just about 2 hours to do this. Okay, so if you are on your way to work, you can just plug me in like a podcast that you are just listening to, radio podcast. And if you're already at work too, you can do same. Or if you are almost finishing at work and you can spare your time, please listen and engage with this. A lot of people have said that there is nothing that Nigerians won't take, especially as conquered people. They will puff, they will huff, they will puff and feel like the world is good. If they try us, then they will dare them. If this government dare the poor people, then they will dare them. These people are pushing the poor people to the wall. Hey, if the people hit the wall, they will turn back, then they will push them to the wall instead of turning back, right? They will dig hole inside that wall, enter ram. And as much as majority of them believes that if they are not directly affected, you know, maybe it's not even happening. It's just been exaggerated. I have warned. I have told you what I felt. These were not emotional feelings or something. These were things that have been verified, confirmed happenings that you cannot look away from if you are genuine with yourself, not living in denial. So we've put all these pieces together several times, almost every day, to show to you there is nowhere Tifnumbu and his gang, especially when it started from Bokwari, there is nowhere they are leading you to other than the Gogota. Gogota is like a mountain, boom. It's like Nigeria was like this at the edge of the cliff. All it's gonna need is just a little bit of a tip. We have been waiting for that tip for so long. Where is that? What is going to be that point, tipping point? Something they will do that will make you feel like, no, enough of all this madness. Tribal, religious, ethnic, and other divisive rhetorics that they have used to chain you for so long will no longer matter to you. So that tipping point can't be like say now forever. Here is another one. Tifnumbu and his gang are here, okay, to make as much money as they can and own as much of Nigeria as they can until when they will no longer have that opportunity. Ask the Lagosians. Maybe some of you in Lagos where they abuse me. Some of you have been speaking up about these criminals for so long. But yet, some of you who live in that same Lagos, some of you who live in the, in the shanties that they have turned Yoruba land into. You were there, all of you were there. You witnessed this man. For some reason, your brains went on unimaginable, unbelievable, suspension. An ethnic, tribal, this or that was more important to you. Now, who is protecting that now? Who is protecting your tribal interests now? I mean, your tribal interest is not does not include economy, education, healthcare, infrastructure, jobs, security. If you're a Yoruba or Igbo or whoever you are, here your own tribal, ethnic, all this, they don't include your religious, tribal, ethnic beliefs, right? Do they not include good economy, healthcare, education, protection, security, job? So those of you who have somehow bought the Kool-Aid of Yoruba Lokon, when I don't see them now, that Yoruba Lokon is not your own Yoruba. Because like many other, like all over Nigeria, where every tribe, ethnic, religious, whatever, have their own clear representative. There are different representatives in the looting and the plating and destruction of Nigeria. None of them represent any of us. They represent themselves. But look at it now. Your businesses are going through it. Your marriages are going through it. Your relationships are going through it. Your jobs are gone. The economic power that you probably should have advocated for is no longer handed to you, whether you are Yoruba or whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. The Shege is so much democratic, except for those who are living in their Delulu, the Lala land. And they are still here. I'm going to show you a few of them this morning or afternoon. So the news is that, listen to this. So 2 weeks ago, Nuhu Ribadu, I'm going to find the name for that cockroach. Nuhu Ribadu said they had to do something about cyber stalking, that they wanted to make a law. They already made all these laws, okay? And it felt like this. He said social media is a threat to Nigerian national security, because this is where all their lies are totally dismantled with evidence. But they are so shameless that that phrase, "you cannot shame the shameless," will always come to mind when you think of APC. APC. Egbekegbe na bad society. APC. Egbekegbe. I told you they will lie to your faces. That is how much they believe in their own propagandas too. They will lie to your faces, and to the point that you'll be asking yourself, are they talking about this Nigeria? Are they talking about this place? So Ribadu came and said social media is a threat. And I actually agree. Social media is not a threat to Nigerian national security. Social media is the remedy to saving what you call whatever is left of Nigerian national security. Since these criminals, they have now, they have now turned criminality, terrorism into like an industry. You understand? A lot of them have stake in it. But everybody who is beaming searchlight on that, trying to show what's going on here, is considered a threat to these businessmen. So I didn't know, like, this is a guy that within a year, listen to this, within a year, the illegal Office of National Security Advisor, it is illegal. There's no law. Even as lawless as Nigeria is, there is no law, okay? That really back that. It's just like a pronouncement. Now, the Office of National Security Advisor alone collected over 50 billion. Out of that 50 billion, 10 billion is going to be used for cyber security. 10 billion. Supplementary budget within few months when he was appointed. And when they now push their main budget inside the budget of poverty 2024, when they now push that, his office alone is taking over 200 billion, more than the budget for the education ministry, for the education in Nigeria. This criminal Ribadu, anyway, is taking that. All of this to see that they control what goes on out there, or who to arrest, or how to track anybody who says anything about them. Then they have a ministry called the Ministry of Communication. That is the one in charge of buying and paying for softwares to hack your WhatsApp, your phones, tap your emails, and the rest of that. The former place, the place that ISA pandemic was in charge of that time. So they have budget for that too. All of this have to do with cyber this, cyber that. They are not satisfied. In 2018, Buhari's government signed into law this 0.5% deposit charges for cyber security. So cyber security then means, this one now means every money you have in your bank, the moment you decide to transfer, for example, I beg give me urgent 2K. So when you give somebody urgent 2K, Ribadu will collect 10 naira. Because for every 1,000 naira, Ribadu will collect 5 naira. This money is not going into any place other than just to Ribadu. They said Office of the National Security Advisor. Ribadu. Okay? So if you remember, they are doing cashless economy where they don't want you to be moving cash about. So you have to transfer money. You have to transact here and there through their banking stuff, right? So see that mind. I know they have a lot of charges they are taking from your banks already. Here you get VAT, stamp duty, what do you call that one? SMS charges, greeting charges. Like they have all these deductions already, okay? But this particular one is going straight to the Office of the National Security Advisor. And I'll tell you their targets. Don't be in a rush. I'll tell you their targets. So if you send somebody 1 million naira, like you want to pay for something, Ribadu will collect 5,000 naira from it. So if you are the heavy mover, you send somebody 10 million naira, Ribadu will collect 10,000 naira from it. And on like that. So they said last year, which is 2022, the banking transactions that took place for the whole year was rounded up at over 600 trillion. If you take 0.5% of that in a year, Office of Ribadu, in the name of a cybersecurity, Office of Ribadu will be going home and smiling home with at least 2.5 trillion naira a year. Is office alone. Just in case if you think, but how much is 5 naira? How much is I mean, it's for national security all day. They don't open shop on top of your head, just so you know. Like they've told you before, say education already matter because no be statistics you go chop. But that's how it is. This is a cash out gang. And every move, every opportunity, you see all this naira going up and down. So you don't know that these are the guys who are running a scheme on you in that country. When they will kind of, in the name of trying to defend the naira, they will take huge amount of dollars. You don't know how they do it. You don't know how they spend it. They can come out and tell you, oh, we've given $65 million to the Bureau de Change. You don't know where that is coming from, do you? And you don't even know how much is from that place, Abi. They can come out tomorrow and say, okay, we've spent 6.5 billion to defend the naira because they have shared the money among themselves. All they have to do is just to open an avenue for it. Okay? Okay, another one. Maybe they told you they remove subsidy, Abi. Okay, listen to this. Normal. Under Boko Haram, they said they were paying about 420 billion naira for subsidy every month. Abi? Now, that is over 5 trillion in a year, okay? Now, 5 trillion in a year. Tinubu removed subsidy on the 29th of May, 2023. Abi? So let's say they started saving it from then, okay? By now, Tinubu should have like 5 trillion saved somewhere, okay? But there was nothing saved anywhere because there was no subsidy removed. They just changed the name of the collectors of the subsidy and the banking details of those who are going to be sharing it. And then the business continues. And worse. Now they are spending over 950 billion naira a month on the petrol that you are buying for over 600 naira now per liter. Okay? So it is always an avenue for them to make more. Avenue. When you think they are coming to solve a problem, no, they are not. How can you be so kind of like that? I've seen some gullible morons too, who are now pushing the idea of, by the time they complete the coastal road, it's going to bring kineko. This is the problem. The more they have these deluded morons around, and you are bearing the same Nigerians, because in a democracy, you say even foolish people and sensible people are the same vote to get, even in a normal democracy. But in an enlightened society, you will understand the fact that, number one, they boldly told you that they were going to spend 15 trillion. 15 trillion. That is more than 50% of your 2024 budget alone. 60% of your 2024 budget. The 2024 budget, that is mostly on recurrent expenditures, money for salaries, money for their own care, building this for themselves. None of this investment in this 2024 budget is into productivity. Nothing. It's just pretty much like, oh yeah, we'll share them, eat them. And they are going to borrow money to get that. So which means somebody sat somewhere without due process, without competitive bidding, without any real consultation, and they just sat somewhere and they started drawing the line, and the money was allocated to his own company, to his own business. And now, it wouldn't have probably been a big issue if it was like due process and then his own personal company is favored. But for conflict of interest, take a look at the numbers. They want to build their 700 kilometers for 15 trillion. And just 44 kilometers of that is going to cost 1.1 trillion. And it's even just a down payment because the plan is to build it at 22 billion naira per kilometer. 22 billion road kilometer. And you don't know that it's always like an avenue to empty wherever they can empty from, wherever they can empty it. It doesn't matter what you probably know anymore anyway, so you will live through it. So when I saw, when I saw this earlier, it sort of kind of reinvigorated some few things. Watch.
I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say?
I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson. This man!
You're going to trust man. Hand down.
All your mandate, Bola, all your mandate, Bola, all your mandate, we shall stand. All your mandate, we shall stand. All your mandate, all your mandate, Bola, all your mandate, Bola, all your mandate, we shall stand.
And I have seen people, again, like I said, offing and puffing, and others are already saying, why are you upset? How many Nigerians have bank accounts? Because it's the same method, okay? The method of making you feel like the economy is somehow like micromanaged, that some things are only going to affect some certain people and not us. You see, when you see poor people, when you see idiots who wants to make it look like at least the poor people will not be affected now. How many of them have money in the bank? How many Nigerians have money in the bank? Like, it's a good thing, by the way, right? So to them, those of you who have money in the bank, you deserve to be stolen from. Do you understand that now? Like the typical Nigerian, right? If it's not going to affect me, what's my business with the law? Forgetting the fact that it is called an economy for a reason. Because the most people who actually really move money, they are people who are running businesses. Are you listening? Yeah, people who are running businesses. Not you who want to send out 1,000 alone or 2,000, even though you may not be in the majority or so, right? Well, you may be in the majority with not substantial capital base, right? So the businessmen and women whose money they are, who is moving money every day, transacting business every day, and their money, their profit is being taken like that, supposed profit is being taken, and you think you are going to find your own, you're going to find their services cheaper in that Nigeria economy? You don't see it that way. Just same way they told you. Don't worry yourself, just Nigeria is spending dollars. Every time, dollar. Here is it Tinubu that is making dollar high. If not people who are, in fact, are we spending dollar? It is called economic illiteracy. It is not a thing of pride. Dollar is not your money. But you are living in a country that depends so much in importation. No effort in improving your electricity. Tinubu said he wants to build, listen to this, what do you call this nonsense, okay? Tinubu want to build 2 trillion economy with 3,000 megawatt electricity and a population of 210 million people. And educated, supposedly educated people. They clapped. Just the same way he said, let us slow down the economy. And they clapped, remember.
If we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net.